This is big breaking news. Major banks across the country in 24 states are closing down. And this is affecting branches like Bank of America, Wells Fargo, PNC Bank, US Bank, and even Chase Bank has been affected from this. 24 states are being affected after these states are closing down branches. They have notified the federal government, the Office of Comptroller of the Currency, and they are planning to close these banks in the next 3 weeks. So let's get into all the details here really quick, guys. Please just hit that like and hit that subscribe. I'm posting multiple videos every day, keeping you updated, and it just helps to get these warnings out. I appreciate that. So this is what's happening right now. 24 states are being affected. In the next 3 weeks, they're going to be closing down hundreds of branches. And I'm going to read you guys just the full list here, go down the list of all the banks that are being affected and states being affected as well too. California, Florida, Texas, Arizona, Virginia, Utah, all these different states across the country are being affected from these bank closures. So let's just dive right into it. So you guys, I'm just going to go in alphabetical order of the states. So in Arkansas, First Bank of Fort Smith is closing down in the next 3 weeks. All these are happening in the next 3 weeks, and that's in Lowell, Arkansas. Pacific Premier Bank in Phoenix, Arizona is closing down. Bank of America in Davis, California is closing down. That's on 2nd Street. Also, BMO Bank in Redondo Beach, California, closing down on Aviation Boulevard. US Bank in El Dorado Hills, California. Also, US Bank in Santa Monica, California is shutting down as well too on Santa Monica Boulevard. US Bank in San Francisco. US Bank in Santa Clara, California. Wells Fargo Bank in Azusa, California. Wells Fargo in Oakland, California. Wells Fargo in Playa Vista, California. Right? The list is, this is only the first page here. Wells Fargo in Santa Cruz, California. Wells Fargo in Palm Springs. Wells Fargo Bank in St. Petersburg, Florida on 5th Street South. Wells Fargo in Tampa, Florida on Gandy Boulevard. Wells Fargo in Gainesville, Florida at the Ritz Union Drive near UF. Right? US Bank in Des Moines, Iowa, shutting down. US Bank in Multiplier, Idaho. US Bank in Preston, Idaho. US Bank in Blackfoot, Idaho. US Bank in Orofino, Idaho, and US Bank in Wendell, Idaho. Right? Entire branches are just being wiped out in certain states. US Bank is one of them. And Mackay, Idaho, US Bank as well. Mallet City in Idaho, US Bank. Wells Fargo in Boise, Idaho. Huntington in Chicago, Huntington Bank in Chicago, Illinois. JP Morgan Chase Bank in Chicago, Illinois on West Bern, Maury Avenue. Right? US Bank in Chicago on West Madison Street. Wintrust Bank in Chicago as well on East Ohio. US Bank in Pittsburgh, Kansas. Okay? Pittsburgh, Kansas, not Pennsylvania, is shutting down. Bank of America in Fort Campbell, Kentucky, shutting down. US Bank in Loretto, Kentucky, shut down. Citizens Bank in Medford, Massachusetts, shutting down. This is insane. This is only page 4, guys. Fulton Bank in Maryland, Boonesboro, Maryland. Fulton Bank in Columbia, Maryland. Fulton Bank in Hagerstown, Maryland. Fulton Bank in Rockville. Fulton Bank in Gambrills, Maryland. Wells Fargo in Baltimore on Liberty Heights Avenue. Wells Fargo in Baltimore on North Charles Street. Huntington Bank in St. Joseph, Michigan. PNC Bank in Detroit on Griswold Street. PNC Bank in Hart, Michigan. PNC Bank on Calumet, Michigan. Bowling Green, Missouri, US Bank. Memphis, Missouri, US Bank. Mexico, Missouri, US Bank. Willow Springs, Missouri, U.S. Bank shutting down. Baldwin, Missouri, U.S. Bank. Potosi, Missouri, U.S. Bank. Cape Girardeau, U.S. Bank shutting down. Kirksville, Missouri. Salem, Missouri, both U.S. Bank, all shutting down. All right, this is insane, this list here. Wells Fargo in Fayetteville, North Carolina. And why do you think this is happening? What's going on here? And this is causing problems for people having access to credit and financial services. I know I have issues. Certain banks, it's just like they're not around here, right? They're nowhere to be found where I am, and you would have to drive 3-4 hours to even find one of these banks, okay? Because they're just shutting them all down, and they used to be in some of these major cities, but they're just not there anymore, right? Wells Fargo in Fayetteville, North Carolina. Wells Fargo in Forest City, North Carolina. Chapel Hill, North Carolina, Wells Fargo, gone. Fayetteville, North Carolina on Murchison Road, Wells Fargo, gone. Fulton Bank in Lake Hopatcong. All right, sorry if I pronounced that right. In New Jersey, gone. Fulton Bank in Succasunna, New Jersey, gone. PNC Bank, Martinville, New Jersey, it's out of here. PNC Bank in Elizabeth, New Jersey, on Chestnut Street, gone. Wells Fargo in North Bergen, New Jersey, is gone on Broadway Street. U.S. Bank in Portales, New Mexico, shut down. Wells Fargo Bank in Albuquerque, New Mexico, shut down. Bank of America in Las Vegas, Nevada, on South 4th Street, shut down. Why is Bank of America in Las Vegas shutting down? I'm telling you, like, even some of these major cities, you cannot find some of these banks. They're just ghost towns, right? For these banks, you can only find local banks, which is good, but sometimes you're traveling or things like that, and you cannot find one of these banks. Trustco Bank, Glen Falls, New York, shutting down as well too. City of NB of West Virginia and Worthington, Ohio, is shutting down, right? The bank is called City of NB of West Virginia. That's the bank in Worthington, Ohio, on North High Street. Huntington Bank, Bowling Green, Ohio. Huntington Bank, Lisbon, Ohio. Huntington, Oberlin, Ohio. Huntington Bank, Dover, Ohio. Huntington Bank in Toledo on Madison Avenue. PNC Bank in Centerville, Ohio. PNC Bank Inglewood, Ohio. PNC Bank Sandusky, Ohio. U.S. Bank in Columbus, Ohio. U.S. Bank in Lucasville, Ohio. This is insane amount of banks that are closing, right? And interest rates are at all-time highs, right? That's why it doesn't make sense. It's like banks should be booming right now, but because they're charging interest on all these loans, but for some reason it's not happening. Fulton Bank, Bellefonte, Pennsylvania. And I think it's something bigger to do with the monetary system as well too. I think we're on the precipice, on the edge of a major change in the financial system. All right, stick with me here. We're almost done. We're on the P's in Pennsylvania. We're almost there. I just wanted to get everyone here, and you can skip through it to get to your state. All right, that's why I wanted to do alphabetical order, so you can think, okay, he's only on the C's right now, or the whatever, and I'm on Pennsylvania, so I need to skip ahead a little bit. All right, so you can skip around to find your state or bank. Fulton Bank in Pelham, Pennsylvania, shut down. Fulton Bank in Shrewsbury, Pennsylvania. Fulton Bank in Berwick, Pennsylvania. Fulton Bank in Dillsburg, Pennsylvania. Fulton Bank in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. Sunbury, Pennsylvania, Fulton Bank. Also, Huntington Bank in Newcastle, Pennsylvania, shut down. PNC Bank in Coropolis, Pennsylvania, shut down. PNC Bank in Butler, Pennsylvania, right? Shut down. Santander Bank in Bluebell, Pennsylvania, shut down. Wells Fargo Bank in Matamoros, Pennsylvania, gone. Wells Fargo in Red Lion, shut down, Pennsylvania. Wells Fargo in Johns Island, South Carolina, shut down. Bank of America in Arlington, Texas, gone. All right, on South Bowen Street. First NB Bank of National Bank of Texas, Bryan, Texas, on Boonville Road, shut down. Lone Star Capital Bank in Austin, Texas, gone. Wells Fargo Bank in Ingram, Texas, shut down. Wells Fargo in Navasota, Texas, gone as well too. Wells Fargo in Ingram, Texas, shut down. Wells Fargo in Houston, Texas, shut down on West 34th Street. Also, JP Morgan Chase Bank has been shut down in Salt Lake City, Utah on South Highland Drive. Crazy. Why are banks shutting down in Houston, Salt Lake City, Austin, Texas? These are big cities, all right? There's really no reason why these banks should be shutting down. What's going on behind the scenes? Also, U.S. Bank of North Salt Lake in Utah has shut down, or is shutting down in the next 3 weeks. Bank of America in Burke, Virginia is shutting down. Fulton Bank in Glen Allen, Virginia, shutting down. Wells Fargo Bank in Bridgewater, Virginia, on Main Street, shutting down. Wells Fargo Bank in Bristol, Virginia, on Lee Highway, shut down. U.S. Bank in Rice Lake, Wisconsin, shutting down. U.S. Bank in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, shutting down. And U.S. Bank in Evanston, Wyoming, shutting down, right? So 24 different states have been affected. Almost every major bank is shutting down branches, right? And this has been going on for years. In 2024 alone, Bank of America shut down 168 branches. U.S. Bank shut down 156 branches. Wells Fargo shut down 126 branches. Chase Bank shut down 103. PNC Bank shut down 76. Citizens shut down 62. TD Bank 52. And other banks were 269 total. And there's another one here, this logo, I'm not sure what it is, 31 banks shut down as well too, right? So last year over 1,043 banks shut down as well. And more are coming, right? Now it's over 100 as well too that I just read to you guys are shutting down in the next 3 weeks. So let me know what you guys think down below. Let me know if your bank is affected or if you've been affected by this, because things are moving towards digitization. I think the currency, everything's moving towards that, whether it's good or bad, right? It's not something I particularly want, but it is what's happening, right? And I think that's part of the acceleration of these banks closing their branches as well too. But at the same time, we need these physical branches. We need to be able to get our cash out. I don't know about you, but if you go into a bank and try to get any type of money out, it is an issue, right? They act like it's a problem. They act like they don't have funds, and sometimes they even want you to like schedule to come in to get the money out, right? Because it seems like banks do not have that much cash on hand. And when there's less physical locations like this as well, there's less cash that's out there that's available for you to get, right? Yeah, there's ATMs, but sometimes you need lump sum, sometimes you need your money out of the bank, and it's becoming less and less available for people as these branches shut down, right? Loans become less available, all these things, it creates problems, right? So let me know what you guys think down below. Hope you guys are staying safe, staying prepared, staying stocked up out there. I hope you have big blessings for your life and your family, and I hope you have a big old blessed day.